Just like Trip.
All right, here we go. Next on the docket, okay? We have Witt came out with this yesterday. It's getting quite the reaction. We got a lot of votes on our poll. For sure. For sure. Only one net. Only one can stay. We have Thatcher Demko. Vezina finalist. Still hanging on to that. Clinging on to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Still elite. Is he?
Yeah. When healthy?
Yeah.
Sure,
yeah,
healthy, yes.
When he's healthy,
yes.
yeah.
When healthy. Even when he was healthy this year, he was suspect, though.
Well, but you got to give him. He had so much time off. He needed time.
Sure, yeah. He showed flashes. There was the Colorado game. There was the New Jersey game. I remember.
It was good for a stretch, just for a couple.
Yeah, that was good.
Right. Yeah.
But needs a contract and could be a trade piece.
Yeah.
Okay. And look who we have on the other side.
Yeah.
Mr. Clutch, apparently.
Yeah. I called him King Silovs earlier. So
He's the
Silovs.
King Silovs. AHL champion. Calder MVP. Stock rising fast. Sure is.
Oh, yeah.
After that type of performance,
After-
got it, man.
Needs waivers to go down. Time to step up. So, Demko or Silovs.
And no matter what the platform was, it was 60 to 70% Silovs and 30% Demko.
It is in favor of Silovs.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about probably 200, 250 votes.
Yes.
That's not a small number of people.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not.
And it's our followers who are Canucks fans, right? Maybe not even followers, but people who are following the Canucks.
Yeah.
Tyler, who are you going with?
I actually was having a conversation about this with my dad today.
Oh, yeah.
And he doesn't really follow this stuff like we do.
Yeah.
But him and I started having a conversation about it. And I basically said to him, I was like, well, and I believe I mentioned this on my channel earlier today too. I said, out of the three, Demko is the most expendable because, you can't trade Lankinen. He has a no move clause. Plus, you just signed him to a 5-year extension. You'd be stupid to trade him. It would also make you look pretty bad, too.
Who wants to ever sign here after that one?
Yeah. No one would want to sign here if they pulled a move like that.
Business is business. But we got a deal for you.
It's such an Aquilini move, too, if you were to, try to push for that. But that aside.
Sure.
And then you got Silovs, who just won the Calder Cup, was named the MVP, just went, 14-7 in the playoffs, with 5 shutouts. I mean, yes, I know he stunk the bed last year, but this was he had a miracle run in the playoffs, and clearly that got to him. And then, he didn't perform in this, during the season, was not good during the season, and he went back down to Abbotsford, and he started lighting it up again. He got off to a rough start.
Even in Abbotsford,
in Abby. And then I believe it was Tolopilo who took on the bulk of the starts.
So he's notoriously a slow starter.
Yeah. So, but he seems to thrive in the month of May, which is what we're trying to get to when it comes to playoff hockey.
Well, obviously, there's a question of durability and being able to handle a long season.
Yeah.
Which is part of being an NHL goalie. You can't just be a tournament and playoff goalie. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
So if you have spoken and you said you would trade Demko and you keep Silovs, right?
Demko is the odd man out, even though we don't know what his value will be.
Yeah.
But it's got to be at least something decent out of the three, because I feel as though if you trade Silovs, again, you're going to leave a bad taste in people's mouths if you trade him after this historic run that they just went on, and him winning the Calder and the MVP. It's going to make you look bad if you trade him suddenly. So
from an optics standpoint, for sure.
Yeah.
Demko is the clear choice.
Yeah.
Because, actually, I can't even say that because he hasn't performed. True. The last time we saw a really good Demko that was worth the money that we're paying was basically regular season of last season. Right? Not even last season playoffs, not even this past season. We're talking 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Right? So, but yes, the polls are quite overwhelming. Well, not overwhelming. It's, what did you say? Like I said,
like 60, 70%.
60, 70%. And not very long ago, Okay, I was having arguments, well, not arguments, but very heated discussions with other Canuck fans about should we be supporting Demko or should we be supporting Lankinen?
Yeah.
Or should we be Demko fans? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And isn't this funny now of what is transpiring?
Now they can find themselves in quite the pickle.
Yeah. Basically. Okay, anyways, was there anything else that we wanted to go over today?
I think I just wanted to talk a little bit more about this.
Okay.
And then we can go into comments.
For sure,
Get
for
to
sure.
the people.
Yeah.
Get to the people, but yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, I would also trade Demko. I would also trade Demko because when I think about things, what is Lankinen best at? Because he's clearly one of the guys we're going to keep. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
When he is not tired, he can play as a 1B.
Oh, yeah.
When he's tired, he will have stinker games.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what's proven.
Yeah.
When they throw Silovs
Right?
in.
And this is when you throw Silovs in.
Mhm.
What was Silovs' biggest weakness
Point
before? Point shots.
Or they still a weakness.
He's gotten better at them.
He's gotten better.
He's gotten better. Which is why I like the fact that he went back down one more season to marinate. That's what I wanted. I do think he's ready after this. There's no fluke. By the way, like AHL playoffs, didn't Silovs have to win over 20 something games like to win the thing? He
Yeah.
played all of them.
He played like 24 consecutive games.
24 consecutive to win it. Like
Yeah.
That sounds like good backup numbers.
that sounds very durable, by the way.
Yes.
I mean, he probably
Yes.
see
Yeah, it sounded like someone else.
Right. And I'm just saying. And if you keep Lankinen, then you already know he can play like a 1B consistently if he's not tired. Then you have Silovs that actually has 1A potential, and he's still young. Right? Like he's set for a while. But if you have Demko and he's hurt and he's what 29, turning 30,
Yeah.
that's when you can start to go downhill. Especially if you have injuries as a goalie at this point,
Mhm.
right? So I would say Demko, get the value. Let Silovs do what he needs to do. I think we're okay. Because no one's saying going to this offseason, hey guys, I don't think Silovs is ready. Let's hire another backup goalie. That's not happening.
That's not happening.
Right? You know what I'm saying? It's not happening.
I mean, yeah, we have guys like Ty Young and
Yeah.
Tolopilo, but I would say they're a few years away.
Yeah.
Maybe less time for Tolopilo and more time for Ty Young.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I know we have Patera, but nobody talks about Patera.
I mean, it's looking like we are in a good position.
Plus, with Silov's whole waiver thing,
Yeah.
that even adds to the whole thing. You know?
Yeah,
That at least for me encourages the whole Demko route because of the whole waiver thing.
Yeah.
And then him, having to clear waivers if they were to send him down. And a team's going to scoop him up. Like
Yes.
as soon as that happens, they're gonna
There's no way this guy's going to. How are they not? It's
No way
the AHL playoff MVP.
So he literally has to be on the team.
Yeah.
By the start of the season.
He has to be.
So,
That's why it makes most sense. Demko's the odd man out. He can get you the most.
Yeah, that's who
Let it
he
be.
probably get you the most. He might not be able to get you what you want.
Like not
Say,
prime Demko.
Prime, but he can get you something. Like,
Not-
he's not going to get you a 2C, probably.
Or
So then you need to add a little bit to it.
Or maybe,
You might have to add a bit.
I mean, I know we talked about earlier, I mentioned on my channel the whole, not necessarily will work to get Rossi.
Yeah.
Obviously, Minnesota, they don't need goalies.
Yeah.
I mentioned that earlier. What about Buffalo? Paterka, Tuck, Byram. Not all three,
Those
but
names have been thrown around quite a bit.
at
haven't they?
least 2 out of the 3 you
Yeah.
might be able to get with Demko plus something. So
Dude, I love Pettersson, man.
yeah.
Yeah, you were saying he's the number one.
I'm
But
leaning towards Paterka a lot.
I love
the more I
Pettersson
hear about
because he's young and then he can grow with the team.
it. Mhm.
Tuck's getting a little older too.
Yeah.
Tuck's getting older. That's why I like the young ones that can grow with the team.
But I do like Tuck because he's a big body.
Is Tuck 28 or 29?
I think he's 29, but he's
29.
like 6'5",
Yeah.
Big boy.
and he's a winger too.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had a big boy winger with Petey.
Who can get Petey the puck?
Yeah, who can
Yeah.
get Petey the puck, and maybe
Yeah.
he won't be so much like Bambi.
29?
Yeah,
Like he can give you maybe 4 good years minimum, right? Tuck?
Yeah,
He can get you 4 good years with that.
Plus, apparently his wife is from the Vancouver area too. So that's
Oh,
that's what I
that
heard.
could work.
I heard his wife's from the Vancouver area, so I was like, "Hey, honey, Let's go back home.
Yeah.
No?
What's up, Canuck fan? If you like that uncensored clip and you want to see more, click here. Or if you want to watch the entire Canucks Uncensored podcast, click here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah!